Welcome to today's live stream. I hope you are feeling well. It's 2:02 in the UK, and we are back together again. There you are, hiding in the corner, so far away. You are so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? Come on, come over here. Don't be shy. Give it a try. You might like it, in fact. Here we go again. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan, and also, yes.
I don't know what my name is, Mr. Duncan.
Have you forgotten?
I've forgotten.
That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, it's Mr. Steve. It's Mr. Steve. That is my name. Hello, wonderful viewers from across the globe. Nice to be here again with all the lovely familiar faces.
So many
names.
All the names we love so much.
We do.
I'm starting off today with something slightly different. Can I say a big hello to Claudia? And also, can I say happy birthday, Claudia, for the 18th of July? Because it is your birthday on the 18th of July. We won't be on, but there it is right now. Happy birthday for your birthday, which is coming on Tuesday.
I'm not sure that Claudia's on at the moment.
Oh, I
so
see.
She'll miss that. You might have to repeat that later, Mr. Duncan.
Yes. Or Claudia can watch the replay when it is available on YouTube. So happy birthday for your birthday, which is coming on Tuesday. I hope you have a super duper time. By the way, my name is Duncan. I talk about English. You might say that I'm one of those. Are you one of those, Mr. Steve?
Definitely not, Mr. Duncan. Definitely not.
You are not an English addict?
Not particularly. I just, you asked me to come along and I turn up.
Oh, okay.
And,
Do you know how many people you've just disappointed there?
They know I'm joking.
Yes. Well,
as I was about 4x4s last week.
Yes. By the way, Mr. Steve was worried during the week because you were a little worried that you had upset everyone.
I had a rant.
You were getting angry last week about big cars. We won't repeat what you said, but Steve did get very passionate. And you know that Steve loves cars very much. Oh, by the way, a little bit of news for you coming up today. A little bit of important news. I am going places. Now, you've probably heard this, Steve. I am going places. When we say that someone is going places, it means maybe their life or their career will advance in an exciting way. So I am going places, but literally I'm going somewhere else this week because Steve is busy now with his new job and I've got very restless. So I've decided to go somewhere different next week, a different place. And I will be doing a live stream on Wednesday from that place. All will be revealed later on. So don't go away. You will find out all of the details later on.
Is it a big place, Mr. Duncan? Is it a big place? Somewhere you've never been before, maybe?
It is a place I've been to before. A big place, I suppose. Maybe a place that I haven't been to for a long time. Sometimes I go there, but I don't stay there for long. So there is a clue. And that is it. That is the clue. But I will tell you later on where I will be next week, and I will be doing a live stream. And maybe also some short video lessons as well from that place. As you know, about 4 weeks ago, we were in Paris. And now everyone is talking about Paris for various reasons. Oh, by the way, some sad news. Jane Birkin, well-known model, actress, singer, sadly passed away today. A lot of people think she's French, but she isn't.
What was she in, Mr. Duncan?
I remember her. One film that I remember Jane Birkin in was Death on the Nile. She was in that with Peter Ustinov and a very famous Agatha Christie story. And I also remember Jane Birkin from that very, very naughty song, Je t'aime. Dee, 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 dee.
Oh, Mr. Duncan, yes.
Dee, 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 dee. Oh.
Sir, is that Serge Gainsborough?
Ooh, ooh, ooh la la, ooh. And the BBC banned it. Did you know? Je t'aime by Jane Birkin, Serge Gainsborough.
That's it. So that's where she was known for that rather suggestive song that she was in.
She was actually a model as well at the same time. And, of course, she was romantically involved with Serge Gainsborough, which made that song even more suggestive because they really were.
See, back in the olden days, Mr. Duncan, it was okay for an older man to have a relationship with a younger girl. Now it is not seen as particularly correct, is it?
I'm not sure.
It's questioned.
I know we've talked about this before, but yes, I think there is some people. There are some people who frown upon it.
You get accused of all sorts of things these days if you have relationships with people who are, a lot younger than yourself.
Well, I suppose as long as it's legal.
Yes. Oh, Claudia's here.
Hello, Claudia. We have just wished you happy birthday for Tuesday, so I hope you have a super-duper birthday on the 18th of July. It is Claudia's birthday.
She said that she cannot resist. Presumably she means coming on the live stream despite being having many troubles in her life at the moment. Career, ill father, etc., etc. But she can't resist coming on to see you, Mr. Duncan. Well, can you blame her?
I can't blame you, really, to be honest with you. I'm thinking, I don't know if you've seen the latest trend on TikTok, but there is a trend at the moment where people, they go on and they pretend to be a computer-generated character like this. And then what they encourage people to do is to send them little gifts. And normally these little gifts are in the form of emojis, quite often food related. And what the person on the screen does is they pretend to eat the fruit. And every time they eat a certain thing, they make a little noise. And apparently this is the big thing at the moment on TikTok. I don't have TikTok at the moment, but I'm thinking of doing this so I could pretend to be one of these electronic generated characters and I can eat things that my audience send to me. But of course they have to pay for them. And apparently in 1 hour you can make over £1,000 just for doing that for 1 hour. So all you have to do is stand there, do this, and then eat the things that appear on the screen. You go, oh, but every time you eat a certain thing, you have to make a sound. For example, there's one woman, she goes gam gam every time she eats a certain thing. Or maybe a donut. Donut. But of course, they are normally female and very good looking. So I might think about that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try it maybe next month. And I will spend a week on TikTok and I will do that thing. And I will try to make myself famous and maybe rich at the same time.
You'll probably have to wear a blonde wig. I'm not into the TikToks, Mr. Duncan, the Facebooks, all those social medias. I'm not really into that.
Okay.
TikTok. Is anybody watching today? Do you use TikTok?
It is very popular. It's very popular with the young people. and not so young people. So I'm thinking of doing that. I might branch out. If you branch out, it means you try something new. You move on to something new, maybe a new thing that you are going to try, or maybe you expand your horizons somehow. You try something different. So I might do that.
You might lose all your viewers on English Addict, Mr. Duncan, because they might lose respect for you for doing something so distasteful, I would say, distasteful.
A girl has to earn her money, and if I have to do that, if I have to reduce myself to pretending to be a computer game character, pretending to eat things that appear on the screen for money, I will do it. I will.
Gosia is on TikTok and says it's funny.
Oh, I suppose I should also say hello, Gosia, because you are first on today's live chat. Well done.
Well done to you.
Well done.
But of course, in rapid succession, we had Beatrice, Vitas, Olga, Rosa, Palmyra, Maria Giovanna La Rosa.
Ooh.
I love saying that name. Maria Giovanna La Rosa.
Yes.
Do you see I rolled my R's there, Mr. Duncan? In an Italian way. Probably need to say it a bit quicker than I said it. And I should think it's... Yeah, anyway, hopefully I got close to the correct pronunciation of your name, but I would imagine it felt like it was in slow motion because I probably said it much slower than you would actually say it in Italian.
Okay, Steve. That was...
Oh, blimey.
I wish you'd said what you just said a bit faster.
Paul FIFA Mobile says hello. And I don't think we've seen you before. Have we? Have you been on before?
Paul FIFA.
Looks like a new name, so welcome.
That is a regular viewer.
Ah.
So... there.
My mistake. Welcome back, and hope you're enjoying today's show. What are we talking about today, Mr. Duncan? Because we're only on for an hour.
Yes,
is that correct?
It's a very short one. Of course, Mr. Steve is used to having a short one. Oh, dear.
Only when I'm at home.
It's the jokes, you see. It's the jokes. Today we are looking at words and phrases connected to resist, push, and pull. Resist.
Temptation.
Push. And pull. So that's what we're looking at today. Words and phrases connected to those things. And if we have enough time today, we are going to play fill in the blanks. We
will have time. We will make time.
Yes,
because we know it's popular.
You have to keep it short. So that's what it's all about.
Back to that reference again.
Oh, I see. Apparently today a lot of people already mentioning the tennis, because of course tennis is taking place. It was taking place yesterday with the women's final, and today of course it is the men's final. So I suppose we should do this. Steve was just mentioning that the garden looked very different then. Quite different indeed, in fact.
Yes, because those bushes,
yeah,
at the end on the left, those conifer bushes,
Okay.
they're the ones that died, and I had to have them chopped down. And I have now replaced them with new conifers, and we are watching them growing. And hopefully they will shield us from next door's prying eyes.
Yeah, because we're famous, you see.
Yes.
We have a lot of people trying to have a look at us. They want to see the way we do our things in the house. They are standing at the back of the house or maybe looking over the fence, trying to see what we are doing in our private time. But our private time is our private time. So tennis is taking place today.
Tennis.
I have absolutely no idea who is playing in the men's final.
Is it Djokovic and, which sounds like a fungal disease, is it Djokovic and some young lad who is a low seed or a high seed?
Really?
I think it's Djokovic.
Maybe he's
I
short.
think.
Maybe his shorts are too tight.
He's got fleas in his pants.
What?
Well, it sounds like itch, doesn't it? I've got an itch in my jock area. Djokovic. I think it is. But bizarrely enough, I've hardly been aware that it's been on at all. I don't remember very much coverage on the news. Normally, it's sort of, that's all people are talking about.
Well, the only time they were talking about it is when those protesters ran on to the court and they threw their orange glitter everywhere, and that was it. Really, that's the only time people were really talking about it. I suppose you think we always think about tennis. When I think about tennis, I always think about the big players from the 1970s and 1980s, Bjorn Borg, and who was that other guy? John McEnroe. And he's the one who always used to lose his temper. He used to smash his rackets and always get abusive with the Lions people, the people who were, or the umpire. They would get really annoyed with him and he would storm off like a big sissy girl.
Yes, it's Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz.
Oh, okay.
Who I'm not sure where he's from, but he looks quite attractive. I know that much. I saw a picture of him earlier. So I mean, that's the only reason that I would normally watch it, if somebody was attractive. The crowds don't like Djokovic.
Why not?
Don't know why, but the crowds don't warm to him. If you warm to somebody, it means you like them, you like watching them, you like their personality, you get excited. But for some reason, the crowds don't really like Djokovic.
I know that feeling.
And I don't know why. They just don't seem to, apparently. I mean, I don't. It's not my opinion. It's just what I've read.
No.
And, of course, we mustn't forget that yesterday, Magdalena has pointed out that the winner yesterday was a female from the Czech Republic. What was her name? Because, as I say, I haven't been following it at all. But I think she won unexpectedly. She wasn't like a high-ranking seed.
Yes.
She was sort of came from nowhere and beat everybody. And I think this is the same with this.
I suppose you could describe her as an outsider. She was an outsider.
Yes.
I know that feeling because I'm an outsider.
Sampras. Was it Sampras my mother used to like? Who's the American guy?
Roger Federer.
Federer, that's it. So what happened to Federer? Did he get knocked out? He must have done.
He's retired.
Has he? Right, okay.
Yeah, I think he retired about 2 years ago.
Oh, right, okay then. That was always my mother's favourite.
Yeah.
And she always wanted who's the English chap from Scotland?
The English chap, Andy Murray.
Andy Murray, that's it. So whenever there was a final with who was the one that my mum liked?
The name you just mentioned.
Oh.
Roger Federer.
If there was ever a match between Federer and Andy Murray, despite the fact that Andy Murray was British, my mother always wanted the American to win.
Yeah, who is?
He's from America, isn't he? Yes.
What? I just mentioned his name.
Federer, that's it. See, this is why I'm no good with names. I cannot remember names or places, as we discovered this week.
By the way, if the people at Mr. Steve's new company, the company he's just bought, he's just joined. Steve started a new job. If you're watching at the moment, this is a
Let's hope to God they're not.
this is a good representation of what you've just employed.
But you see, what I am good at is selling and being charming to my customers, and they want to see me and they listen to me, even though I talk complete rubbish. No, I don't. You see, I'm quite good at learning about the products. I've never been good at names. Or remembering where people live.
Or anything.
As we discovered on the, I keep getting mixed up with where Christina lives and
Steve,
where Francesca lives.
Steve,
But
this is your time out for rambling.
Well, you had your ramble earlier, but never mind. Martina Navratilova, yes, Palmyra. She is my favourite. Martina Navrat. Oh no, it wasn't her. Was it? Yeah. No, Chris.
Chris who?
Oh no, who was my favourite? The American lady that's done a lot for women's tennis.
Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean King. That's it.
Do you remember? You like all these people ever so much, but you can't remember their names.
Billie Jean King was always my favourite when I was growing up.
You know who my best friend is? I can't remember their name, but they're my best friend. Every night I think of them. I can't remember the name. I can't remember their name at all. So Billie Jean King, yes, very famous and groundbreaking.
She's done a lot for women's tennis over the years. Sorry, I'm now coding. Says hello. That is their name. I don't think we've seen you before, but welcome. Mr. Duncan will correct me and say that you're on every week.
No, I don't recognise. Sorry, I am coding. I am writing some code. Maybe you are coming up with your own form of artificial intelligence, maybe. I could do with some of that here.
Chris.
To be honest, I could do with some artificial intelligence because this is the real thing.
There's no doubt I am not artificially intelligent in any way.
Or naturally.
Thank you. Chris Evert, yes. It was always the big fight, wasn't it, between Chris Evert and Billie Jean King in the finals of tennis. And Chris Evert, I don't think she ever beat Billie Jean King because Chris Evert used to stand right at the back of the court and just sort of slowly sort of hit them back. And Billie Jean King came rushing in aggressively and used to smash them at her feet. That was always, you always used to laugh when there was a match with Chris Everton because she just sort of stood at the back and just sort of...
You just literally told us that.
I know. She was American, of course. But anyway, there you go, yes. But I expect she was the... I expect Tomix mentioned Chris Everton.
Steve, take it. Just take a breath. But please don't forget to put those full stops at the end of your sentences, for goodness sake. So we have lots of things to talk about for the next 35 minutes. Why does it go so fast?
Right, get on with it, Mr. Duncan.
It really does go by so fast, I have to say. Where am I going to be on Wednesday? I am going to be in the capital city of this country. I will be in London on Wednesday.
Really?
Doing a live stream from London. I'm not sure where in London, but I will be in London on Wednesday. And I will be doing a live stream, maybe from in front of Tower Bridge, or maybe Nelson's Column, or perhaps even Big Ben.
Ooh. Well, wherever you go, Mr. Duncan, make sure you don't get arrested.
Yeah, so you have to be careful nowadays, because if you walk around London with a rucksack and a microphone, they think that you are maybe a troublemaker. So I do have to be careful that I don't get arrested. But I will be in London on Wednesday doing a live stream, special live stream from London.
That's pretty big news.
It is big news.
So anyone who's sort of watching today from London, look out for Mr. Duncan.
How many people living in London are learning English?
Well, look, they might be, from another country and they're wanting to learn English. I think London is 50% people from other countries.
Oh, okay.
I would say.
It's quite a melting pot.
It's a melting pot, as we say, with lots of different cultures and creeds and all sorts of things.
Creeds. Does anyone say creed
Yes,
anymore?
I think they do. Yes, I think we can say cultures and creeds.
Isn't creed, that refers to your religious beliefs?
I believe so, Mr. Duncan, yes.
Okay.
Your beliefs.
Well,
Certainly your religious beliefs. Buckingham Palace.
Oh, maybe. I might go to see the king because there is no queen. And you know what? Camilla is not the queen. Can we just get that right? She's not the queen. She's not the queen. There's a king, but no queen. So stop calling Camilla the queen because she's not.
She's really the king's consort, as we would say, sort of companion.
It really boils my wee.
They're calling her queen, but she's got no, she's got no power. Well, they haven't. Right.
Oh, what?
Yes, so yes, you're going to London.
Yes, I'm going to London. Did I mention that?
Did you mention it?
Oh, I think maybe Tomek is complaining about bragging that I'm going to London. Well, to be honest, I don't go to London very often. So I'm going to London next Wednesday. I'm doing a live stream. I'm putting a lot of effort into this. Can you see how much trouble, how much effort I'm putting into doing this? I'm going to London to do this. I could get shot.
Whereabouts are you going?
I could get shot or arrested or stabbed.
Well, don't say that, Mr. Duncan.
So don't forget, I'm also risking my life for you as well. So not only am I travelling a long way, I'm also risking my health and my life. I might fall in the River Thames.
Sorry, I'm now coding. Said I'm the person that said I'm a most handsome. Ha ha. Do you remember that?
No.
Sorry, I don't.
I don't remember that.
But
it seems like something that...
We do apologise for not remembering that.
It's not very memorable.
But say something else very memorable.
Yes.
And then we'll remember you next time.
Yes.
But anyway, it's lovely to have you back.
Tatiana says, you can take Mr. Steve as your bodyguard. To be honest with you, can I just say Mr. Steve would be useless?
I would not be useless. I would defend you to the last, Mr. Duncan.
So I'm going to take my umbrella with me. So if anyone comes up to me and tries to rob me or mug me or anything else they might try to do to me, some of it might be welcome, to be honest. I might not complain at all. I have my umbrella and I can hit them. I can beat them off.
You'll get arrested for that as well.
With my umbrella.
Right.
Let me finish the sentence. That sounded quite bad at first. So how long does it take to get from Much Wenlock to London? Well, it takes around about 2 hours.
Longer than that.
No, if you could just let me finish the sentence, Steve. By train, it takes around 2 hours, but you can get there quicker if you go on a train that has no stops. So there are some express trains that go there in around about 1 hour and 40 minutes. But on average, it's around 2 hours to get from here all the way down to London, which is where I will be on Wednesday. Did I mention that? I think I mentioned it, didn't I?
We've only got 30 minutes left, Mr. Duncan.
Yeah.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop. If you say chop, chop, it means hurry up.
OK, let's do it then, shall we? Here we go. Words and phrases connected to something that... Well, I suppose we are hearing a lot of uses of this particular word at the moment. We are looking at the words resist, push and pull. Words and phrases connected to these things. So we will try to get through these quickly. And then hopefully we will have maybe 5 or 6 minutes where we can play fill in the blanks. So I hope you are looking forward to that, because I know I really can't wait. So first of all, we have resist. There are many ways of describing the action of resisting. You can defy, oppose, challenge, push against, or stand firm. So quite often when we think of resist, we are talking about something that we are trying to push away from, or trying to push away from us. You resist. Can you think of a way that we could use the word resist very briefly?
Yes, you could say, Jeff is trying to get me to go out with him.
Okay.
But I'm resisting. So, in other words, you don't want to go out with Jeff or whoever it might be, and you are resisting. You are putting him off in some way. You're pushing back against his advances. So
despite his attempts to get you to go with him on a date, you are resisting. You are pushing back.
If
you are standing firm.
You can resist arrest.
Oh, very good.
You can resist arrest. If a policeman comes up and tries to arrest you for a crime, like, filming outside the Houses of Parliament, for example.
Yes, well, I might be taken away in a police car.
You might, instead of just going without a fight, you might resist, you might fight the police. And, of course, you can get into trouble for resisting arrest.
He might get his big truncheon out from his trousers and he might beat me with it. He might say, hello, what's going on here then? Why are you filming? What are you doing, you naughty man? You can put up a resistance. So to resist is to put up a resistance. So you might say that you are creating the force to repel something. You are pushing against that thing. You put up a resistance. You go against.
Yes, that's the literal meaning, isn't it?
Yes.
You're resisting. Tatiana has put up a very good example. I will resist temptation.
Oh.
Yes. So you might be tempted by food, chocolate, alcohol, cigarettes, but you're going to resist the temptation. That's a very, very good use of that word.
So something that is luring you towards it, you are fighting against it. Here we go, a show of resistance.
Right.
So quite often, maybe perhaps a government, no particular government has decided to bring in some laws that maybe the population is not very keen on adopting. They might protest, they might resist that particular law. So a visible demonstration or opposition.
A show of resistance, yes. I mean, at the moment, there are lots of people striking because they want more pay. There was one, I mean, the doctors are striking.
That's here in the UK.
It's here in the UK, and Amazon workers were out on strike again this week as well in the UK. They're showing resistance against their employer because they won't accept a low pay increase. They want a higher increase. Their employers have said, no, that's all you're getting, but they're resisting and showing that by going out on strike.
And of course we have demonstrations taking place in France, for example, many other countries where people are not happy about what is happening. I suppose you might say also at the moment, film actors are going on strike. Well, I have to say, I don't think anyone really cares, do they? In fact, they could be doing us a favour, to be honest, because it means we don't have to sit through all those crappy movies.
So why is this even a news story? I mean, who cares about whether a film's made or not? There are so many good films that have been made over the year. This is a non-story, isn't it? Because nobody really cares apart from if it's policemen going on strike or health workers, well, that affects us. It doesn't affect anybody unless you're desperate to see this film. It's not really going to affect you at all.
You know, the one I've seen last week, I've seen some pictures from the new version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh.
If you haven't seen the pictures, try to find them. They are hilarious. That's all I'm saying. And of course, we have the new Willy Wonka movie as well coming out with Timothée Chalamet. Oh my God. Am I so sick of seeing that guy's face? Every time I go on Instagram and I start flicking through Instagram, he's everywhere. Oh, Timothée Chalamet. Oh, Timothée Chalamet. Oh, for goodness sake, get over it. Anyway, there's only one Willy Wonka, and it's not Johnny Depp. It's not Timothée Chalamet. It is, of course, Gene Wilder. He will always be the one and only Willy Wonka.
Time out, move on.
By the way, Hugh Grant, you know Hugh Grant?
Yes, the sort of very posh British actor.
He's playing an Oompa Loompa. I'm not joking.
They're desperate.
Watch the trailer. Watch the trailer for the movie. And you will find that he's in that.
Here's another meaning of the word. If you, in circuit boards, Mr. Duncan,
Ooh.
circuit boards, electronics, they have resistors which they put in there, and their job is to sort of slow down the current, or I think they may even reduce the current. So it's an interesting name, a resistor. So it's holding back. It's literally is resisting the current.
Is that the sign for it?
May well be, Mr.
It's
Duncan.
something like that, isn't it? I remember from my days of electronics.
That device is designed to sort of stop the flow of current,
yes,
or slow it down in some way.
Yeah, I just drew that. I think that's the sign, though. That's electronic sign for resistor.
I think it's slightly different to that, but I don't think you're far off. Well, that's a good, because it's showing that it's slowing down the current. I think that's its role, but that's a good name. They're called resistors, and you can see why they are given that name. Right, we've got a few questions here. Where are we? Patrick. Hello,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Patrick. I know Patrick.
Patrick from
Oos. Patrick's been busy in the garden, by the way.
Very busy in the garden, and he's been very healthy as well. Right, so his question is, what's the difference between resist and withstand?
Well, resist is to push against. Withstand is to bear something. So you are taking the pressure, but you can withstand the pressure. You can bear the pressure. But resist, of course, is the opposite. You are pushing away. You are pushing that thing away. You are stopping that thing from affecting you. Withstand means that you are trying to bear that thing.
You're accepting what's coming at you.
Even if it's painful.
You're not. Well, you might be resisting it, but you're certainly withstanding pressure or something, of that nature. So they're not.
We have to move on.
We have to move on. Hopefully.
Resist, to stand firm, to be resolute. Now, there is an interesting word. It might be a new word for you. Resolute. If a person is resolute, it means they are standing firm. They are resisting. They will not move.
Well, isn't that the same as withstand?
Well, to be resolute is to resist, to push against, to be resolute. So you are not going to allow that thing to affect you. So you can resist something. Very different. I suppose it is a bit different to withstand.
I am resolute. I will not give you a 10% pay rise. You will have to accept 5% as the maximum.
You refuse.
I'm standing firm on that offer.
You refuse to give in. You refuse to surrender.
But yeah, so you could. The conversation could go employers and employees. The employer says, right, you want 5%, 10%. I'm giving you 5%. I'm standing firm. And the employers say, well, no, I'm going to resist that. We're going on strike.
So to resist, I will resist your insults. So if you look at these two sentences, you can see one is showing strength and the other one is showing weakness. But both of them are using the word resist. So the first one, I will resist your insults. That means you are pushing against them. Whatever that person says, you will not be bothered by it. You will push them away. You will ignore what they say. You are resisting those bad things. You are showing strength. But also you might show weakness by saying, I can't resist a piece of that cream cake, like you said earlier.
So that's it. You can't resist something, just as Tomek can't resist a can of JD and some Coke.
Okay.
I presume you mean the drink and not the hard drug, although, anything's possible. Yes, Tomek can't resist JD mixed. What's JD? What's JD?
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's whiskey.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Jack Daniels, of course, mixed with. Well, you know,
You are bad with names.
the live stream must be unbearable if you're having to take alcohol.
Yeah. I just wonder what else people are taking to withstand our live stream.
But it does sound quite good. I like rum and coke.
Okay,
That was
Steve,
a popular thing, was
Steve,
to have rum. with
Time
Coke.
out. Time
All right.
out. Waffling.
I'm going to resist you, Mr. Duncan. I'm going to press on with my funny quips.
Yeah, well, I have my fingers on the controls.
I can't resist spicy food, says Ashnu. No.
Ah.
I couldn't resist a refreshing cocktail, says Tomic again. Jack Daniels, yes.
Okay, Steve. Resistance is futile. You might say this when you are telling a person that even if they try to fight back, even if they try to resist, it will fail.
Yes, you're trying to make the other your opponent worried, aren't you? You're trying to worry them by saying, "Don't resist me. It's futile."
That's it. Well, you're trying to actually stop them from doing anything because you're just saying it's pointless. Don't bother.
You're trying to put them off.
Like in the TV show Star Trek, resistance is futile.
Was that the Borg, Mr. Duncan?
It was the Borg, not Bjorn Borg. That's a different Borg.
Yes,
Completely.
resistance is futile. So you use that as an attempt to put off your opponent. Maybe, in the tennis, maybe in the dressing room before coming out, Djokovic said to his opponent, resistance is futile.
Really? That does not
to
seem...
try and weaken him in some way.
I think normally in war or something a little bit more serious.
I do like rum and coke. If I have rum, Mr. Duncan, I get very violent. I do, it's true. My friends don't... If I used to go to my friends in Birmingham, they stopped serving me rum because I used to get quite... Really, it did something to me. Made me excited and I used to be very argumentative and violent.
Time
Can't
out.
believe that,
Okay,
but it's true.
That's a good story, Steve.
Ashnu, fighting my elder sister is futile.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, never try to fight with a girl because you will always lose.
Men who are married to women, it is futile to resist your wife. She will always win.
You can always see you can always tell when a couple have been married for many years because the husband says nothing and the wife does all the talking. And that's it. That's the natural order of things. That's how it goes. Push, Steve. Push.
Push.
We have push now. Push. Force. You force movement. So you make something move. Mr. Steve is trying to push me off.
And you were trying to resist but failed.
Yes. So to set something in motion is to use the word push. You push forward. For example, you go ahead with a plan. You decide to push forward with a plan. You decide to go ahead with it. So maybe if there is something you are planning and you intend to begin it, you can say that you have decided to push forward with your plan.
Francesca says, hello, Francesca from Rome. Says, are you surprised? I remembered, Mr. Duncan. I can't resist to watch your live stream. Thank you for that.
Yes.
I haven't seen Christina today. She's probably hungover from she went to see a pop band, didn't she, the other night? Now, where was it? No, it was... what was the name of the band, Mr. Duncan?
Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode, that's it.
Oh,
yes.
For God's sake.
I've forgotten already.
You are... Now, again, if Mr. Steve's new employer is watching, he is really good, honestly. You're not seeing Steve at his best today. So please don't turn him away the next time you see him. Don't sack him or get rid of him, please, or else I will never hear the last of it. Here's another one. When push comes to shove. When push comes to shove. And that means that you are having to view a certain matter or an issue seriously. So when push comes to shove, it means you have to take serious action. So maybe something you've been thinking about, but now you have to take it seriously. Quite often in business, they will use this: when push comes to shove, we will have to close some of our shops down. So it means we have to take that seriously and we have to take action.
So a shove is an aggressive push, isn't it? If you shove someone, I'll use my elbows and yeah. So a shove is a sort of rude way of getting somebody out of the way. You shove your way through the crowds.
Yes. Like in London, which is where I'll be next Wednesday in London. Did I mention that? I will be walking through the streets and everyone in London is very, very unfriendly and rude. They always shove you out of the way because they're so important.
Oh, here's a good use of the phrase, a pushover.
Yes, well...
Is that coming up?
It might be.
It might be. So it's already been preempted on the live chat.
Thank
you for that.
Like now.
To be a pushover, a weak-willed or ineffectual person. Well, thank you, Tomek.
Yes.
Because he just said that I was a pushover.
Oh, I see.
Which is true, actually.
Yeah. So if a person is a pushover, it means they are weak-willed or they are ineffectual.
Depends on the thing we're talking about. Some things I am definitely not a pushover with. Other things I am. But then we're all like that, aren't we? But I am easily influenced. That is very true. I was as a child. I got myself into a lot of trouble at school by being easily influenced and persuaded to do things that were wrong.
Okay, good. To feel a pushback. So maybe if you sense or you feel that people are resisting something, they are pushing back towards you, you can feel a pushback. You can feel the resistance from something. Maybe someone objects.
You can push your way to the front of a queue.
Yes.
Not in this country. You would get beaten up if you did that.
Never do that. If you are visiting the UK and you decide to go to a shop where there is a long line of people, do not push in, do not jump to the front because you will be killed.
Slightly exaggerating, I'm sure it's happened, but yes, we like our orderly queues in the UK.
Never push in.
If there's a queue, you go to the back of it, and if you try to go to the front, somebody will resist you.
See, this sort of thing happens in China. In China, you can push straight to the front if you want, and no one cares. But here, it's not quite the same thing. Pushing and shoving. So if you go to a place where there are lots of people and they're all angry, you might find that all of the people there are in a hurry. They are in a hurry to get somewhere. You might find they are pushing and shoving. Maybe if there is an emergency, maybe a fire breaks out in a building, people will start running. They will be pushing and shoving.
Football matches.
Yes.
People are pushing and shoving, and it can be very dangerous, of course. Francesca went to see a pop concert, didn't she, a week or so ago as well? I can't remember.
You can't remember the name?
Bon Jovi. He was gorgeous when he was younger. I think it was Bon Jovi.
Except for it wasn't.
Wasn't it?
It was Guns N' Roses.
Well, it was close.
It was close. It's a completely different group. Axl Rose, apparently Axl Rose appeared recently at Glastonbury and everyone was saying how bad the performance was. However, they did find 2 baby owls that were living underneath the stage where Guns N' Roses were performing, and that is a true story. Check it out.
I bet they weren't there once they started, once they fired up the amps, Mr. Duncan, the amplifiers.
And finally, we have my favourite word, pull. Ooh. Pull. You draw something towards you. You bring something closer. You pull Do you like my mime artistry? Look at that. I could be on the Paris sidewalk doing this, and I would earn hundreds and hundreds of French francs, which would be useless because they don't have them anymore. Here's another use of the word pull. To pull a fast one. I like this one. If you pull a fast one, it means you are cheating. You are playing a trick. You are trying to con someone or swindle them.
Yes, you might try and sell somebody something like a second-hand car, and you might charge them far more than it's worth, or there's something wrong with the car, and somebody goes around, has a look at the car, and notices that there is a big oil leak, and they say, "Oh, you're trying to pull a fast one, are you? Trying to charge me a lot of money for a car that's faulty."
Mm-hmm.
But it might not be a car, it could be anything.
That's it. They are trying to swindle
you,
cheat you. To pull someone up on something. This happens at work quite often. Maybe the boss wants to have a word with you in his office. He might decide that he has to pull you up on something. To point out a person's mistake or error is to pull someone up. You are correcting them. To tell someone to pull their weight. This is what Mr. Steve might be told next week when he goes back to work. To tell someone to pull their weight, you inform a person that they need to work harder.
Yes.
Because they are a bit lazy at work.
Maybe there's a team of people, everyone's working at a certain pace, but you are not working as hard as them. And so they will say, pull your weight. So literally, if you were all trying to, you're not making enough effort in your job. Pull your weight around the house and do some of the cleaning.
I think it stems from maybe when people used to have to pull things by hand.
Literally.
Maybe large pieces of stone or something like that. You have to pull your weight. We have two more. Oh, what's happened there?
Are you still on pull? Because we've got some good suggestions.
Yes.
Here from the live stream. Pull into. Pull into. Yes, if you're driving and you might pull in to a lay-by. If you're driving, I'm going to pull in to this lay-by. I'm going to,
You go off the road and you find a place to park.
Or you might say...
Got
Yeah, okay, you might say, "Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Duncan. I've been driving for 2 hours. I'm going to pull over and have a rest."
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
To pull
It's not the same thing.
Here we go, Steve. To pull someone. Maybe you are at a disco, you see an attractive lady or a handsome guy, maybe. Might happen to me next week in London. This is London ready for this? I don't know. You might pull someone. You might attract a person. I pulled a lovely girl at the club last night.
Oh, here's a good one from Lewis. Pull the strings.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
If you pull somebody's strings, it means that you are controlling them.
Or manipulating
them in some way. Not literally with strings, but imagine if you had a puppet and you controlled the puppet with strings. So metaphorically, you are controlling somebody, maybe with what you say, your behaviour towards them.
Yeah.
You're pulling the strings. So it may appear, you might be in the background. They often say that about politicians, don't they? Like Joe Biden. He's not in control. His strings are being pulled. So somebody else in the background you can't see is telling him what to do and say and controlling everything.
And finally, to pull the wool over someone's eyes, you hide information from someone. You mislead a person or you deceive them. You pull the wool over their eyes. You are leading them maybe to do something, or maybe you are deceiving them in some way. You
blinding them.
Pull the wool over their eyes.
You're pulling the wool over my eyes, aren't you? So your wife, your husband comes back and the wife says, "You're having an affair with somebody. I know you are. He says, no, I'm not. Oh, I was at work all night. I was working hard. Or don't pull the wool over my eyes.
Yes.
In other words, don't try and deceive me. I can see right through you.
That's it. We have
Pull your punches.
We have 4 minutes. 4 minutes left, and we have the moment everyone's been waiting for. Certain people love this, other people don't love it. It's time, and this is connected to today's theme, by the way. It's time to play.
Fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks, dun dun, fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks, dun dun, fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks is what we're doing. We are filling in the blanks. I will show you a sentence. It is going to come up on the screen right now.
There we go. We're straight in with a 3-worder. And while people aren't, I can't something, trying a something of that something.
Yes.
And underneath it tells you what the first letter is, and then by the side of it, the number of letters in the word. So do get that. A pullover, by the way, Palmyra has, if you put the word pull and over together, you get pull over, and that is a jumper to keep you warm.
Yes, as a type of woolen item of clothing that covers your upper half
But
of
if
your
you
body.
separate the words, it means something like, I was speeding and the policeman pulled me over.
So here we are, fill in the blanks. I can't something, trying a something of that something. It refers to what we've talked about today.
Pull yourself together, Mr. Duncan. There's a good one from
Yes.
Tatiana. Pull yourself together. In other words,
Compose yourself.
compose yourself. Don't be panicky. Don't be worried. You might be about to do your driving test, and you, I'm not going to fail. I'm sure I'm not going to do very well. Somebody says to you, pull yourself together.
Yes,
Compose yourself.
Yes.
Calm down.
yes. Snap
It's a
out
good
of it.
one. Thank you for that.
Snap out of it. That's what they say. I can't something trying a something of that something.
Oh, I think we've got something from Nitram here.
Yes, and Tatiana as well. Tomek says, I can't resist trying a sell of that car. That is terrible. That is not grammatically correct.
And
Go to the back of the
there aren't
class.
enough letters either. He's just retracted it, but too late. We've seen it.
Back of the class. You've got to have the big triangle on
That's
your head.
because he's drunk, getting drunk, you
That's
see,
it.
and
This is what happens.
snorting all that coke,
Do not do. Okay, Steve.
drinking that coke.
We have one correct answer, 2 correct answers completely correct, and Valentin as well. And yes, quite a few of you have got it right.
Might get another one in at this rate.
Yes, we won't because it's 3:00.
Okay.
The answer, I will give you the answer now. Are you ready for the answer? Well, here it is. The answer to today's fill in the blanks is bing. Resist. Slice. Cake.
And in fact, somebody in the live stream said exactly that earlier on. I can't resist a slice of cake. Somebody said that earlier. And if I can find it, I will tell you who it was. Because we were talking about resist. Somebody actually said that earlier on. I can't resist a refreshing cocktail.
Okay, Steve.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But somebody did say that earlier. I'm high, not drunk. Okay. Well,
Good.
that's because you're watching us, of course. We send people into a state of euphoria
Yes.
when they watch us. Euphoria means a blissful place to be, a wonderful place.
We are
Dreamlike.
Okay, Steve. It's time to go. It's time to say goodbye. I will see you on Wednesday. Wednesday, I will be back with you from London. I'll be in the capital city of London. You know London. Have you heard of London? It's very nice. It's quite big. Lots of people walking around, big red buses, and lots of crime. Hopefully, I won't see any of that
Or be a victim of it.
or be a victim of it. I will try my best not to be.
Yes.
But I will be with you on Wednesday from 2 p.m. UK time, and we will be back next Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time.
Thank you all for watching and listening. Hope you've enjoyed it today, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.
Yes, I might have a slice of cake and a cup of tea. I might go to Claridge's or maybe Fortnum and Mason's and have an afternoon cup of tea. Harrods, perhaps. Maybe not Harrods. No, I don't want to go to Harrods. I have my reasons.
Okay.
I know. So we will see you next Sunday. I will see you on Wednesday in London. This is Mr. Duncan. That's me, by the way. I'm Mr. Duncan, and this is
Mr. Steve
saying thanks for watching. See you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a super duper week. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Are you ready? And don't forget, you can join in as well. You can say it to us as we say it to you. Ta-ta for now. See you in London.